Alright, so here we are. I took off most of the stuff that is around the engine so that we can get to it to do the first fundamental inspections of the engine. Haven't really put anything on, haven't touched any of the electrical. We're mostly just looking at the fuel system and the engine at this point. So let's see everything I took off. Alright, so here we are. I started with draining the fuel tank and the motor oil from the engine. Once that was done, I pulled the tank, all the lines which will get replaced. I took the carburetors off, which will get rebuilt. Intake manifolds here always need to be replaced. They wear out and they leak. Even if they look like they're in good shape, they're common culprits. At that point, I removed all the control cables. Those see a lot of friction. We're just going to go ahead and replace those, get it out of the way. Obviously, the side covers and the air filters over there will get replaced. Once all that fuel system stuff was off, I went for the engine covers. So we took off the valve covers here for the valve adjustment, got the points cover off, got the stator cover off. I needed to remove the mufflers, which will get replaced, and the header pipes in order to remove the right-hand engine cover over there and the chain cover right here. That required removing the gear shifter, of course. Anyway, so next time we mess with this bike, we'll be doing the initial engine tune-up procedures and inspection stuff, and then we'll rebuild the carbs and we'll start to button it back up. Alright, now we've got the right side engine cover off. We're going to go ahead and clean out the oil filter and screen real good, clean off all the old gasket material, and rebuild the clutch and button it back up. Alright, so at this point in the game, we've got all the gasket surface cleaned off, as well as the oil rotor and cup here. Got the clutch taken apart, and the screen cleaned off, and the sump cleaned out a little bit. So we're ready to start putting things back together. And to do that, we're going to need a fresh oil plug, our black hole, part number 4172. We're going to need a gasket set. Now, while most of this stuff could be done with our oil filter, oil change gasket set, which is a 4019, I'm going to go ahead and use our service kit, which is the 4064, because we need all the other parts for the rest of the engine anyway. And we're also going to need a new set of clutch discs and springs, part number 4054 on the website. So let's go ahead and get this stuff back together. Okay, so the right side of the engine's all put back together nicely. I went ahead and got a deluxe 450 Allen bolt kit, 4132 here, to put everything back together. But first, I got to clean off the old gasket from this right side engine cover. I'm going to coat the new gasket in some white lithium grease here. Got some anti-seize for all the bolts, and then we're going to put it all back together. Alright, so as you can see, we have the right side of the engine closed back up again. Let's go ahead and recap. I took all the stuff off the bike that blocked access to the important parts of the engine, the tank, the carburetors, the exhaust pipes even. From there, I drained the oil from the bike and replaced the drain plug with a black hole. Then pretty much focused on the right side of the engine. I replaced the clutch discs, I cleaned out the oil filter, and the gasket surfaced real good, and then I buttoned it all back up with a set of our stainless Allen bolts. If I went too quickly through any of this stuff, be sure to download the factory service manual for your bike on common-motor.com/manuals. We have manuals for a bunch of other bikes, not just the 450 there, and we recommend printing it out, putting it in a binder so you can look at it while you're working on your bike. None of this stuff is too specialized that you can't do it in your garage. In fact, the most specialized tool we needed was a pair of snap ring pliers, which we now carry on the website. So if you need more in-depth, how-to information on how to do this stuff yourself, we have a separate video on the oil filter cleaning procedure, as well as the next step on this bike, which is the top end of the engine, the cam chain adjustment, cam lobe inspection, and valve adjustment. So thank you for following along with us on this project. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe to our newsletter and our YouTube channel. I'm William with Common Motor, and we'll catch you next time.